G'day, I'm Dean, the Passive Income Coach, and welcome to another short video update. Hey, look, today I wanted to talk about what I believe will be the upcoming drop. Let's call it bust. Let's call it the verbal bursting, whatever you want to call it. I believe there is coming a significant drop in the Bitcoin market, quite simply because markets always follow the same pattern. So we're going to have a bit of a chat about that. I've certainly been trading in and out over the last 15 years. And when you start to see patterns constantly, you start to recognize them and you know what's going to come in, what's coming. So this video is really about forewarning you and forearming you in how to take advantage of the drop, what I believe will be the drop in the Bitcoin market coming up very, very shortly. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, so what we have here is this is a historical look at the Bitcoin market back in sort of mid 2013 right through to today. And I want to draw your attention actually right back here in the end of 2013, 2014 period. So back here, Bitcoin basically went sideways. No one knew about it, except for a couple of geeks that, obviously played in this sort of Bitcoin space, but no one really took much notice of it. Then a few people actually started to get on board and go, wow, what's this sort of online digital currency thing? And there's a few people started to buy it. Okay, and we saw this rapid increase. And literally, this is here, this is October 2013 to here, which is December 2013. So the space of what, about 8 weeks. Okay, so about 8 weeks, we went from $200 to $1,200. Right, like 600% increase in about 8 weeks, like 100% a week, just doubled in price. That's just simply phenomenal. So what happened is people then started to take their profit. Okay, so the price came back. Some people that thought that they missed out, wow, the price has come back to 600. You can see there on $700. Now we need to get back in because this thing's already gone to $1,200. So people started to buy in. But what was actually happening is all the sellers that missed out on selling it at $1,200 were waiting for the price to come back up, okay, which it did. A few days later, it went back up to sort of $1,000, okay, and so the sellers started to sell it again, right, and push the price down. Now, you'll notice that the price actually sort of bottomed out around here at about 560. Now, roughly speaking, that's 50% between the top and the bottom, okay? This happens all the time. It's got a 50% retracement. So from the bottom to the top, we came back about halfway. Okay, and then we had this long period, literally 3 years of just nothing in the Bitcoin market. Okay, it's just people just kept around about the same price. And basically because all these people in here, they got cleaned out by buying at the wrong time and then selling at the wrong time, said, Bitcoin's a scam, don't get involved in Bitcoin, it's dangerous, you lose all your money, all that sort of stuff, rather than blaming themselves because they don't know how to trade, just jump online and it just really keeps everybody out of the market. So what's been happening, obviously, over the last couple of years is people have just been accumulating Bitcoin, slowly buying it, but not enough to drive the price up or down. So as people have come in, people have sold. So this is now, okay? So what we're seeing here is very similar to what we saw over here. So what do you reckon is going to happen? Exactly the same thing. Why? Because a market, every market, whether it's gold, silver, pork bellies, orange juice, coffee, sugar, all markets that I've traded before, the same thing happens. People are driven by fear and are driven by greed. They have a fear of missing out. They have a fear of losing their money. And when they're in the market and it's going the right way, they think it will just go up forever. How many people have you heard that said, Bitcoin's going to go to $500,000 a coin? I think it will. But what we don't want is we don't want it to go to $500,000 a coin in the next couple of weeks, okay? We want long-term growth, over time where we can build it sustainably. So what will happen is we get these people that sort of jump in on hype. They drive the price up. People have a fear of missing out, so they'll want to try and jump in. That drives the price up a little bit more. And then eventually what will happen is the people that have been accumulating Bitcoin down at this sort of range, around about the $1,000 a coin mark, okay, they're going to start to take profit. So this is all in US dollars. So you imagine if back here, just at the start of the year, and let's say over this long period, let's say you're spending $1,000 a year, $1,000 a month, whatever, and you just bought up Bitcoin right through this period, and you'd accumulated 30 Bitcoin. Okay, so you got about $30,000 of Bitcoin in your account at $1,000 a coin on average over this period of time. When it shoots up to $5,000, what do you reckon they're going to do? So your 30 grand is now worth 150 grand. Well, in the US, that will pay off your house, okay? That could leave you in a very, very good position. So people are going to start to sell. All these people who have been holding it long term are going to start to take what we call profit taking. So when people start to take profit, the price will start to drop, okay? Then some people of fear that sort of got in at this period, oh my God, I'm going to lose all my money. I need to get out. So they're going to start selling, okay? And what's going to happen is we're going to see a price drop. Now, I don't know when that price drop is going to occur. What I can tell you is history is showing it will occur. Now, it could happen at $5,000. It could happen at 10. It could happen at 15. I'm just forewarning you that when it happens, the price will come down, and it will come down hard and fast. For us as BTC package purchasers through the USI-Tech platform, this is a great opportunity. Because right now, buying your package at €50 at $5,000 of Bitcoin doesn't really give you a lot in your package size. When I started with USI-Tech, which was down around about here, okay, in this sort of period, right, I was getting roughly 0.025 of a Bitcoin for every package that I was getting. So let's call that, rather than saying 0.025, let's just call that 25. I was getting 25 Bitcoin for my package. Well, today, my €50 is only getting me like 15 Bitcoin, 0.015 of a Bitcoin from a package. So would you rather get 1% interest on the 25, or would you rather get interest on the 15? You know, you really want to get it on the 25. So in order to get to that price, we need the price to come down. Okay, so for me, that's great. I'm so looking forward to seeing Bitcoin really drop hard, and I'm preparing for that so I can actually get more Bitcoin in quicker. Now, what I don't want people to take away from this video, because you'll be hearing what you need to hear. I don't want people on the side going, okay, Dean said don't get into Bitcoin now because it's going to collapse. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying that Bitcoin will, like every other market, will have a retracement, and a big one. The higher the spike up, the faster the retracement back. So there's no reason why you couldn't be buying into the market now, because, look, this could continue to spike up to $15,000. So if this spikes up to $15,000 and then retraces back to $7,000 and then goes flat, well, you'll be kicking yourself that you didn't buy it at $5,000. Okay, so there's the best time to buy Bitcoin was back here. Okay, the second best time to buy Bitcoin is today. All right, so buy into the growth, because the growth we don't know how long the growth is coming back. The point of the video is to let you know that at some point in time, Bitcoin will come down. It will come down hard and fast. I expect it to retrace at least 50% off whenever it comes up. So if it does return from 5, I expect it to come down to around about this level here. Okay, this level here. This, if you draw a sort of line across these little tops, all right, this is what we call a resistance line. Okay, when we broke through it, it now becomes a support line. So you can see here that's around about 2.5 grand. So I expect the market to have gone up to about, say, about 5. And should come back to around about this 2.5 grand mark. Okay, and then we will probably see this sort of, for months, maybe even a year, sideways movement. That's a good thing. It's a good thing for us. We need to be ready to move so we can actually start accumulating our packages at a lower price. And then as it spikes up in 6 months, 12 months, a year and a half's time, we're going to get the capital growth, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. Certainly my goal, may not be yours, but my goal is to accumulate sort of 500 packages so I can actually start getting Bitcoin returns every day, start putting those aside. And I want to try and accumulate 5 to 10 Bitcoin before Bitcoin hits $10,000 a coin. Okay, so that's my goal. Why? Because when it eventually hits to $100,000 a coin, okay, 10 Bitcoins at $100,000 is $1 million. So that's the goal. Now, just quickly, just to finish off, I want to show you that this is happening right across the board in all the cryptocurrency markets at the moment, because everybody's learning about it and they're jumping on board. This is Ethereum. This is the second biggest coin out there at the moment. You can see this had this massive sideways movement where nobody really knew what Ethereum was. Look, that's just March. March 17, $15 for Ethereum. Don't you wish you had bought some back then? Oh my goodness. Okay, and then we saw this really quick rise from, here we go. This is May 2017 to June. So basically 1 month, we went from $90 to $400 in a month. And then what happened? From June 13 down to July 13, 1 month, we came back about halfway. Okay, what are we seeing now? Is it's gone back up and climbed all the way back up to 400, okay, in around about 2 months. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ethereum. This is what we call a potential double top starting to form here, okay? So that's basically like a barrier. until Ethereum breaks through the $400 barrier. Ethereum will never go past 400 bucks. It'll bounce off that and it's going to come back down. Look, we don't trade Ethereum. We don't accumulate packages in Ethereum. I just wanted you to see that, you know, you're starting to see the same market conditions. Have a look at Dash. Same thing. It's gone flat forever. Had this little spike up and then a drop about halfway between, you know, here and here. It's about halfway. And now we've seen this massive spike up. So Dash and Litecoin, these are probably the four biggest. I haven't included the Ripple contract. You can see here, same sort of scenario. Big spike up, decline, long-term sideways movement. Now we're on this big climb up again. So what we're seeing, and you can see down here, this is actually volume. All right, so this is more people are now playing in the space, and this is what's driving prices up across all markets. The important thing to take away from this video is that it's a natural cycle to spike up and then crash down. Don't be alarmed by it. Don't be afraid by it. Get excited by it, because we as accumulators, buyers of Bitcoin through our package program, will get better value for our Bitcoin purchases as we go through this phase. So get prepared, get ready. Don't be alarmed. And, you know, this is actually going to be a good thing for us because we'll get better value for money. I hope that's been really, really helpful. It'd be great if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel down below. The more subscribers out there, the more people will see it and will get involved. Please feel free to leave a comment. For those of you that are part of the Passive Income Bitcoin Facebook group, please leave your comments in the group as well. It'd be great to get some feedback. If you've got any questions, you know, please drop in those as well. So thanks very much. I hope that was useful, and I look forward to bringing you our next video update.